Reginald Gibson, a name etched in the annals of Georgia crime history. His story, a chilling tapestry woven with threads of love, betrayal, and unimaginable violence, continues to haunt the small town where it unfolded. Gibson, once a seemingly ordinary man, became the central figure in a tragedy that sent shockwaves through the community. Beneath his quiet exterior, a storm brewed. Personal setbacks and failed relationships revealed a darkness that consumed him. Driven by jealousy, Gibson embarked on a path of destruction, culminating in a horrific act. The details of the crime painted a grim picture: a kidnapping executed with chilling precision, and a brutal murder. The victim, a young woman intertwined with Gibson's life, became a symbol of vulnerability and domestic violence. This is the story of Reginald Gibson, a man consumed by his demons and the devastating ripple effects of his actions. Reginald Gibson's early life was far from idyllic. Born and raised in rural Georgia, he witnessed the struggles of poverty and family disintegration. His parents, burdened by their own hardships, struggled to provide the nurturing environment he craved. As a child, Reginald was withdrawn, finding solace in books. School provided little respite. He struggled academically and became a target for bullies. These experiences fueled a sense of inadequacy and resentment. By adolescence, a palpable anger burned within him. He felt cheated by life, convinced fate had dealt him a cruel hand. This simmering rage found an outlet in petty thefts and confrontations with authority. These early warning signs went largely unnoticed, dismissed as mere teenage angst. Despite his troubled past, Reginald Gibson yearned for love and connection. His early forays into romance were met with disappointment. Relationships, kindled with hope, quickly fizzled out, leaving him feeling more alone and rejected. His first serious relationship ended in heartbreak, reinforcing his belief that he was unworthy of love. Subsequent relationships followed a similar pattern: intense infatuation, giving way to possessiveness and jealousy. Each failed relationship chipped away at his fragile sense of self-worth. He began to see himself as a victim, convinced he was destined for solitude and heartache. This self-pity was intertwined with resentment towards the women in his life. He blamed them for his unhappiness, unable to recognize his own role in the demise of these relationships. His desperation for love led him down a dangerous path that culminated in tragedy. Reginald Gibson's descent into darkness was gradual, marked by escalating acts of possessiveness and control. His need for love morphed into a dangerous obsession. The women in his life found themselves trapped in a web of manipulation and fear. His relationship with Sarah proved to be a turning point. Sarah, vibrant and independent, initially saw past Reginald's brooding exterior. However, her kindness was met with suspicion, her warmth interpreted as a threat. Reginald became convinced that Sarah would inevitably leave him. Driven by this irrational fear, his behavior took a sinister turn. He began monitoring Sarah's every move, accusing her of infidelity. The physical violence began subtly but soon escalated into more frequent and brutal attacks. The tranquility of the Georgia morning was shattered by a chilling discovery. The disappearance of Sarah had cast a pall over the community. Whispers of foul play circulated, deepening the sense of dread. A group of teenagers stumbled upon the gruesome evidence. Hidden beneath a tangle of brush lay Sarah's lifeless body. The brutality of the crime scene left an indelible mark on the first responders. News of Sarah's murder spread like wildfire, igniting grief and outrage. The community grappled with the realization that such a heinous act could occur within their midst. Investigators pieced together the fragments of Sarah's final moments, with one name rising to the forefront: Reginald Gibson. The quaint town of Georgia found itself grappling with the aftermath of an unspeakable tragedy. The murder of Sarah had ripped through the fabric of the community, leaving behind grief, anger, and a profound sense of loss. Candlelight vigils illuminated the night as mourners gathered to pay their respects. Tears flowed freely as friends and family shared stories of Sarah's infectious laugh and kindness. Amidst the grief, there was anger at the senselessness of the crime and the system that failed to protect her. Whispers of why and how could this happen filled the air. The idyllic image of their town had been shattered, replaced by a chilling awareness of the darkness lurking beneath the surface. The murder of Sarah exposed a vulnerability that left the community reeling. Unmasking the darkness, delving into Reginald's mind. The investigation into Sarah's murder focused on unraveling the complex mind of Reginald Gibson. Forensic psychologists painted a picture of a man consumed by his own demons. Reginald's troubled childhood and failed relationships fueled his insecurities and paranoia. His need for control and fear of abandonment created a perfect storm that culminated in murder. A broader epidemic confronting domestic violence. The tragic case of Reginald Gibson and Sarah serves as a stark reminder of the pervasive nature of domestic violence. It is a crime that knows no socioeconomic boundaries, affecting individuals across all walks of life. Domestic violence is not merely physical aggression, it is a pattern of coercive control that can manifest in various forms. Abusers employ a range of tactics to manipulate and isolate their victims, eroding their sense of self-worth. The impact of domestic violence extends far beyond the immediate victims, affecting children and communities. Seeking help, finding hope, a call to action. The tragic story of Reginald Gibson and Sarah is a reminder that domestic violence is a societal issue that demands our attention. Breaking the cycle of abuse requires a multifaceted approach encompassing prevention, intervention, and support for survivors. Education plays a crucial role in prevention, teaching young people about healthy relationships and the dynamics of abuse. Raising awareness about domestic violence can encourage bystanders to take action. Hotlines, shelters, and support groups provide a lifeline for survivors. Law enforcement and the criminal justice system must hold abusers accountable and ensure the safety of survivors. By implementing stricter laws and improving training, we can create a system that prioritizes the safety and well-being of victims. Remembering the victims, honoring lives lost. In the wake of such a tragedy, it is essential to remember and honor the life of Sarah. Her story should serve as a catalyst for change, reminding us to prevent domestic violence and support survivors. Let us remember Sarah for her infectious laugh and unwavering kindness. Let her memory inspire us to create a world where every individual feels safe and valued. By working together, we can honor her legacy by creating a future where such tragedies become a distant memory. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please reach out for help. Remember, there is hope and healing is possible. Together, we can break the cycle of abuse and create a safer world for all.